This is Hannibal here, Survivor Series evening. It just finished from Vancouver, British Columbia. Let's get into the results. This was not a pay-per-view that to me had a lot of buzz to it, and I certainly wasn't that interested in it. I actually totally forgot that it was in Vancouver, and it actually finished earlier because they're on LA time, West Coast time. But I see that it's over, and I've read the results, so let's go through them. They were at the Rogers Centre in Vancouver, Canada. First pay-per-view there in a long time. Hot city for wrestling. They sold 17,249 tickets. The capacity listed for hockey is almost 20,000. So they actually didn't sell out. But tickets were extremely expensive for this, from all reports that I've read. And officially, even though the place can actually hold nearly 20,000, they're claiming there was only 39 tickets still available. So who knows? No blood that I could see in this, which kind of takes away from the whole cage matches scenarios, in my opinion. I like to see a little blood in cage matches, and it doesn't have to be double blood, but the whole point of a cage match is it's supposed to be gruesome. Let's go through the result. Team Rhea won the women's War Games. No surprise there. Rhea Ripley is the hottest woman in wrestling right now as far as popularity goes. Here's something I don't agree with, and I feel bad for LA Knight. I don't know if they did this because Survivor Series was in Vancouver, where there's a lot of Japanese and Asian people, or what, but Shinsei Nakamura defeated LA Knight to become the new US champion. LA Knight was so over not too long ago and was challenging for the main world title not too long ago. And he had a buzz about him. People were talking about him. I feel like, there might be some buzz about him. I don't know. I feel like his buzz is gone. I'm not saying he's not one of the more popular guys in WWE, but I feel he doesn't have any buzz anymore. But Nakamura seems to me, Nakamura hardly has any buzz at all. But they put him over LA Knight. I noticed once LA Knight signed a new contract, at least he's set for a long time. I've met him in Impact. I like him. I've done a little interview with him. I wish him the best. I know he worked hard for his position, but it seems like now he's under long-term contract. They don't feel like they have to push him that hard, and I feel like he's lost his momentum. And Nakamura, I don't think is going to be I think Nakamura, honestly, I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler or anything, but beyond the time when he first came into WWE, I never felt like he had the same buzz either. So I don't agree with that title change. Braun Breaker defeated Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser to retain the IC title. One thing I notice whenever I see Braun Breaker with Sheamus is considerably taller than Braun Breaker. I mean, Sheamus just re-signed for a long-term contract, and they're pushing Braun Breaker. They should have been giving him a much harder push all the way through. But, he won that. That's no surprise. Gunther defeated Damian Priest. No surprise. I don't know how they can still call that a world title when Cody just beat Gunther clean. How am I still supposed to consider that a world title? And it wasn't too long ago that Sami Zayn was getting wins over Gunther. And I hear that Goldberg's probably going to face Gunther at the Royal Rumble. I sure as hell hope Goldberg beats him. To me, with how skinny Gunther is, he's just hard to take seriously. He's one of the better wrestlers they have, and I like how hard he chops and stuff. But to me, I wish they would eliminate a title and make the world. I don't know. I just don't like there being two world titles. There's a lot of titles in WWE. I think 19 titles, less than AEW 23. But I don't like that second world title. The OG Bloodline wins the men's War Game match. I don't think anyone is surprised at that. Matthew loved the event. I'm glad you did. I like more surprises in wrestling, and I found like there was nothing that really stood out and made me want to watch this. Because other than Nakamura beating LA Knight, I'm not surprised by any of the results.